The battle to record the most assists in Europe for the 2024-25 football season is a fiercely contested one. There was a surprise winner of the European Assist King Award in 2023-24, with Villarreal star Alex Bana coming out on top narrowly ahead of Ollie Watkins and Alejandro Grimaldo. Bana triumphed for the first time after reaching 14 La Liga assists, helped by a surge late in the season. That was one of the lowest winning totals in recent history, but it was still an impressive accomplishment after an extremely competitive race saw 23 players hit double figures for goals created across Europe's top 5 leagues. The 2024-25 European Assist King Award will be won by the player who provides the most assists in the top 5 European leagues, the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A and Ligue 1. There are no coefficients or scales used for these leagues, just ranking the most goals created by each player in the top 5 leagues condensed into a single table. We will also track the players who produce the most assists in each of those 5 divisions individually, and this page will be updated with the latest standings throughout the campaign. Liverpool legend Mo Salah has the most assists in Europe in the 2024-25 season with 18 assists as he enjoys another brilliant season at Anfield. Salah is on course for a clean domestic sweep as top scorer and top assists man in the Premier League, as well as European Golden Shoe winner and European Assists King. Only a dramatic turnaround can stop him in all these categories. Fresh off his heroics at Euro 2024, Barcelona's teenage wonderkid Lamine Yamal is not giving up on 11 assists. Arsenal star Bukayo Saka has the joint third most assists, 10, in Europe's Big Five leagues together with Bayer Leverkusen superstar Florian Wirtz, Fulham left-back Antonee Robinson, Brentford's Mikkel Damsgaard, Newcastle's Jacob Murphy, Bayern Munich's Michael Olise and Naples' Romelu Lukaku. New Man City signing Omar Marmoush, previously of Eintracht Frankfurt, has 9 assists, as does Tottenham's Son Heung-min, Lions' Ryan Cherki and Man U's Bruno Fernandes. There were 3 players who registered 2 assists in the first weekend of the campaign, and they shared the lead after matchday 1. But after MD2, one of that trio had emerged an outright leader, Neves of PSG. Neves impressively had 2 consecutive matches where he registered 2 assists. It's all part of an impressive start from the former Benfica midfielder, who was a big summer transfer signing for the French champions. In the early weeks, Neves was being hotly pursued in the standings by Chelsea star Palmer, whose assist against Nottingham Forest put him 2 behind Saka at the top of the standings. Palmer was already in prime position after having an assist against Crystal Palace and, in his team's previous match, as well as scoring himself. The England international set up 3 goals as the Blues thrashed Wolves 6-2 in the Premier League. All of his assists were for Noni Madueke, who netted a hat-trick in the game at Molineux. Also in the battle of early leaders is Barcelona sensation Yamal. The Spain winger had already got an assist against Valencia in his side's first game of the season, but then added 3 more in the space of 2 Barca matches to surge into a share of the lead at one stage. Yamal set up 1 goal in a 2-1 midweek win at Rayo Vallecano before getting 2 assists in the emphatic 7-0 triumph over Real Valladolid. He was at it again with another assist in both of Barca's 5-1 thrashings of Villarreal and Sevilla. Defending champion Bana also had an excellent start to the season in terms of creating goals. In the Premier League, Mohamed Salah quickly moved on to 5 assists before the end of October, while Saka raced on to 7 by that point. Arsenal's Saka had assists in each of the Gunners' opening 5 league matches. After just his third, he had already become the club's first player since Thierry Henry in 2004 to achieve that feat. He then produced a stunning MD7 outing, scoring 1 and setting up 2 as Arsenal defeated promoted side Southampton 3-1. Salah set up 2 goals, as well as netting himself, in a comfortable 3-0 win for Liverpool over rivals Man United, and then had another goal created against Bournemouth. Eintracht Frankfurt star Omar Marmoush, who is also thriving in the European Golden Shoe standings, had a magnificent start to the campaign in terms of assists too. The surprise of the season so far has been Lazio left-back and former Arsenal flop Nuno Tavares, who moved into the lead in the assists race with his 8th assist on October 31st. Salah had a standout performance on November 9 as he scored 1 and made another against Aston Villa in a 2-0 win to move on to 6 assists. After the November international break, Saka rejoined Nuno Tavares at the top of the assists standings with his 8th assist of the season against Nottingham Forest. Tavares missed Lazio's 3-0 win over Bologna due to injury. Saka then pulled away on his own again the following week, in Tavares' continued absence, with 2 assists in the 5-2 win over West Ham. Mohamed Salah also moved on to 8 assists with assists in a win over Man City and draw with Newcastle. In the next match day, Amad Diallo made his mark among the leaders by moving on to 6 assists against Nottingham Forest. Yamal closed the gap on Saka, with an assist versus Real Betis. This took the Barcelona star on to 9 assists, just 1 behind Saka as the Arsenal man hit a blank in the 1-1 draw with Fulham. Salah joined Yamal on 9 assists the following week with an assist in the 2-2 draw for Liverpool against Fulham, as Saka hit a blank in Arsenal's 0-0 draw with Everton. And Salah overtook Saka altogether on the final match day before Christmas with 2 assists in the 6-3 win at Tottenham. Bayer Leverkusen's Florian Wirtz also started to challenge the leaders as he raced up to 7 assists, 4 behind Salah. Salah raced clear in the final match day before the new year, moving on to 13 assists with 2 assists in the 5-0 win over West Ham. He hit a blank in the next match day, despite scoring a penalty, in the 2-2 home draw with Man United. At the halfway stage of the European season, Salah was leading both the European Golden Shoe and European Golden Assist Man rankings. Romelu Lukaku entered the chasing pack on January 12 with his 6th assist of the season in Naples' 2-0 win over Hellas Verona. Fulham's Antonee Robinson surged up to 9 assists in the middle of January, while Wirtz continued his rise up to 8 assists in Leverkusen's 3-1 win over Borussia Mönchengladbach. Kevin De Bruyne also started to make a challenge as he moved up to 6 assists during Man City's 6-0 thrashing of Ipswich. Lamine Yamal moved on to double figures on January 26 during Barcelona's 7-1 thrashing of Valencia, just 3 behind Salah. With Saka injured, Yamal staked his claim as the most likely challenger to Salah for most assists this season. Robinson also moved on to 10 assists at the start of February, while Nottingham Forest's Anthony Elanga raced on to 8 assists with his team's 7-0 thrashing of Brighton. Inaki Williams entered the running on February 8 as he moved on to 7 assists during Athletic Bilbao's 3-0 win over Girona. Salah extended his lead in Liverpool's rearranged Merseyside derby against Everton. Despite drawing 2-2, Salah contributed a goal and an assist to move on to 14 assists. Ryan Cherki is one of the most inventive players in Europe, and he moved on to the leaderboard on February 16 with his 7th assist of the season for Lyon in the 4-1 win over Montpellier. Salah extended his lead further at the end of February with assists in the 2-2 draw with Everton, 2-0 win over Man City and 2-0 win over Newcastle. He moved on to 17 assists, 6 ahead of second-placed Lamine Yamal. Into March, and Romelu Lukaku returned to form with a goal and assist for Naples' 2-1 win over Fiorentina. The assist took him on to 8 for the season and onto our leaderboard. Michael Olise has enjoyed a wonderful first season at Bayern Munich, and he moved on to 9 assists during the 3-2 win over St. Pauli at the end of March. Olise continued his brilliant form into April as he moved on to double figures in the win over Augsburg. Milan have endured a disastrous season, but Rafa Leao and Christian Pulisic finally entered the leaderboard in the middle of April, both moving on to 8 assists each in the 4-0 thrashing of Udinese. Salah, meanwhile, extended his lead to 7 as he got his 18th assist of the season in the 2-1 win over West Ham. Romelu Lukaku raced in to join third place in the rankings as he moved on to 10 assists with 2 assists in the 3-0 win over Empoli on April 14. Most assists in Europe, previous winners. The title for most assists in Europe was won by Villarreal attacking midfielder Alex Bana in the 2023-24 season. Bana had 14 assists, finishing top of the standings just one clear of Ollie Watkins and Alejandro Grimaldo, both 13, who topped the creative charts in the Premier League and Bundesliga respectively. There were 7 players tied for 4th place with 11 assists each, including Cole Palmer and Leroy Sané. It was a disappointing year for players in Serie A or Ligue 1, as no representative from either division made it into the final standings. In Italy it was Paulo Dybala, Roma, and Rafael Leao, AC Milan, who finished joint top with 9 assists. In France, there were 4 players level at the top with a total of just 8 goals created. They were Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Ousmane Dembélé, Angel Gomes, and Roman Del Castillo. In the 2022-23 campaign, the European Assists King award was shared by 3 players: Lionel Messi, PSG, Kevin De Bruyne, Man City, and Antoine Griezmann, Atletico, all registered 16 assists to share the crown. Messi's move from Paris Saint-Germain to Inter Miami in 2023 means the Argentina star, who has been one of the best creative players in Europe's top 5 leagues for more than a decade, is no longer part of this competition. However, Messi did finish on a high in the European Assists King award with his triumph this year. Of the other divisions, Dortmund star Rafael Guerreiro finished on top of the Bundesliga assists charts with 12 goals created. That meant he finished in a tie with Premier League duo Mohamed Salah and Leandro Trossard for 4th place overall. Naples' Kvaratskhelia had the most assists in Serie A with 10. Thomas Muller and Kylian Mbappé shared the European Assists King award in the 2021-22 season with a sensational 18 goals created each, beating Messi, 14, into 3rd place. Salah, 13, was again in a tie for 4th position overall that year after registering the most Premier League assists, while Domenico Berardi and Ousmane Dembélé, both 13, came out on top in Serie A and La Liga respectively. Muller was named the European Assists King outright in each of the previous 2 seasons, 2019-20 and 2020-21, as he recorded 40 assists across those campaigns in the Bundesliga. The Bayern star finished 5 assists clear of joint runners-up Harry Kane and Philipp Kostic in 2020-21, with 19 goals created in total. Iago Aspas, 13, had the most assists in La Liga this season, while Ruslan Malinovsky and Memphis Depay, both 12, topped the assist charts in Serie A and Ligue 1 respectively. Muller's first crown came when he had 21 assists to only just beat Messi, who had 20 in La Liga 2019-20 for Barcelona. De Bruyne was another to narrowly miss out after he also set up 20 goals and topped the Premier League charts. The award for Most Creative Player in Europe in 2018-19 went to Eden Hazard. He had 15 assists for Chelsea, meaning he narrowly beat Jadon Sancho, 14, and Ryan Fraser, 14, to the award. De Bruyne had the most assists in Europe during 2017-18. He created 16 goals for his Man City teammates to claim the title. Leroy Sané, 15, Dimitri Payet, 14, and Luis Alberto, 14. All narrowly missed out. An assist in football is usually credited to the player who plays the final pass or cross before a goal is scored. A player may receive recognition for creating a goal by being awarded an assist even if the pass or touch they have made to set up the goal scorer is unintentional. There can be slight differences in how assists are recorded and allocated depending on the criteria of each official competition. For example, if a player's pass towards a goal scorer takes a deflection on its way to the intended target, an assist is often not credited. A player who wins a penalty that is then scored does not usually get an assist either. As well as being a recognized official statistic, assists are often important in fantasy football games and betting markets.